it going, Robert?
I'm doing great. So what's going on?
Good. I'm Alon, CEO of EchoAR. We are a cloud platform for augmented reality apps.
I'm Ben, the CTO of EchoAR, cloud platform for augmented reality.
Recent TechStars graduates, and we're here in the RLab, New York's Spatial Computing Center. The New York just invested tons of money to build.
Yeah, it's brand new. There's only a couple of companies here.
It's a diamond in the rough. Right now they host a lot of hackathons, meetups. The AWE meetup in New York is here, and basically they sponsor a lot of like AR, VR companies to incubate them here in this space.
Very cool. And it's here in Brooklyn.
Yeah, the Brooklyn Navy Yard, another diamond in the rough. But
no, it's off a little bit, but that makes it cheaper to start a startup.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You're not paying high Manhattan real estate costs.
Exactly. And again, there's a lot of space, and as we know, a lot of like spatial computing companies need that space, video capture, 3D videos, all that. They just need a lot of space, and this space has a lot of potential for that.
So, all right. So where do we start with you?
So I'll tell you our story.
Because we're getting these VR glasses right now, right? Oculus Quest, and that gives some people a taste, but most people still have no idea what spatial computing is, what augmented reality is, what VR
they're
is.
They're gonna figure out.
5,000 insiders all know everything, but everybody else is like, why do I need this? And what are the pieces that are going to break down? And I'm writing a book, and I'm including cloud computing in that book, because I see it as real important, particularly when we get 5G and we get a pair of glasses on our face that has a high resolution monitor and has a 5G radio.
True.
Right?
I mean, for our perspective, it's really that. Like, our space, like the AR VR space, is very front end heavy. Like, everyone's talking about you can see. But what about all the things that you can see? When you're building a website, at the end, you need to store like images, videos on the cloud. But what's that for AR? Like, what's that for 3D? So we're building that cloud platform for AR and VR. So you can like drag and drop a 3D model and stream it to a device, to stream it to your glasses. And we're talking about AR being mobile, like Pokemon Go was a prime example. But suddenly we have things like the Oculus Quest making VR mobile as well. So we have to figure out how to stream those things and how to connect all these devices together. And that's why we're building EchoAR.
So when you say cloud, it's also confusing because cloud comes with a lot of baggage. Most people think of AWS, where you open up a server and now you have a server up on the internet somewhere, and it does various stuff, and they have a whole bunch of services from databases to other things, right? Why do and then I'm hearing about this AR cloud thing, which is like 6D.ai is building a 3D map of the world. And stitching it together.
So definitely that's
and it's like confusing.
Yeah. So let's break it down.
Why I need you?
So let's break it down. So the first part with the AWS part, this is the classic cloud component for like web and mobile. But the thing is that we're talking about 3D experiences. It's not like the experience is different, right? You can't move an image or a video on your website, but you can definitely move a 3D couch across the room, and that needs to be updated on the cloud. So only a cloud for 3D, for AR, for VR means that there's much more like communication between client and server and all the time. So you're moving something that needs to automatically update. And so it's much more like data heavy, and you have all these components like, okay, how do you store a 3D file, and how do you make sure that it works on all these different smart cameras? So like Apple has a file format called USDZ, Unity works with OBJ. So for you as a developer, working with all these file formats can be confusing. So if you store it in our cloud, for example, we also make sure that like on the fly we convert it to all different file formats and then stream it to the device in the right format that it needs. So this is something that you don't have at the web and mobile, like the classic AWS model. Yeah. So that's one part. The other part is like companies like 6.ai that are creating like the AR cloud in a sense. And it's a little confusing term because like the cloud part of it is still on the device, right? We're still using a camera, like a client-side hardware to capture everything and then store it. But let's say you have that spatial room captured, whatever, and now you want to put something in. You want to say put Pikachu in, and now you want to switch Pikachu. So what do? Like that doesn't cover that action of like switching content, managing content, publishing content to the space that you've captured. So this is the core cloud that we're building. So after you have something like 6.ai has built and you're using their tech, now you can use our backend to stream data to it, to put it in this space. So our technology works with like 6.ai, ARKit, ARCore, Vuforia, like all these different AR SDKs are almost competing with each other, like finding who is the best client-side technology. We're just building the backend to connect them all.
Yeah, and we expect that the client-side guys to go further and further deeper and build clouds in in the
Yeah, so we're trying to be
internet.
first to market, obviously, with the amazing support that we got from Techstars. We just graduated their program and got grants from Y Combinator and NYC Media Lab. I think they're really seeing like our value being first to market, like building that cloud for AR when everyone's really focusing on the front end.
Yeah, and then there's Facebook, which hasn't announced what it's doing, but I'm hearing from inside Facebook and inside Google that they're building metaverses, which are clouds. And they're gonna have their own walled garden, basically, of games and shopping experiences and stuff, and probably a lot of the converters, right? So you can upload a 3D
So for us,
image
this is like super exciting. Like all these different companies, like big tech companies, are building all these like either metaverses or building all these like client-side technologies that we can hook up to. Because for you as a content creator, at the end, you'll probably want to post to all of these together. So using our cloud is much more like let's call it platform agnostic. You're able to publish once and like upload once and publish everywhere, and that's the main goal.
All right, so let's say I'm an architect or a car designer or something like, or a car company.
So I like the architect thing. So let's go with that.
I have a trillion polygons that I want to put on this table here,
so
or
let's
something
do that.
like that, right?
So I'm gonna, instead of like showing you a few cool slides.
Is that the kind of company that's calling you right now? Because not many people have AR glasses, and the people who do usually are enterprise kind of customers.
So that's why at EchoAR
somebody who's imaging an oil refinery, or somebody who has a surgery going on, or somebody who's designing cars or buildings, right?
Yeah, that is so true. I mean, one of the things right now that because we're focusing on AR specifically because it's already mobile, like you have an AR platform in your pocket, it's just your phone. And people are already really inclined to look at the world through their phone. We have AR filters, we have Snapchat, we have Facebook. So it's not weird to look at the world through your phone or tablet. And companies are really trying to capitalize on that. Like people already have that platform. So with us, and I'll show it to you right now, you can just like drag and drop something. You mentioned architecture, so let's do that. So this is the content management system that we've built. You can literally drag and drop an image, video, interactive content. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna upload some fan favorite 3D model of a building. So we're in New York right now, so what's better not to have the Empire State Building. I'm uploading to our cloud. What happens right now is that we take that 3D model, convert it to all different file formats for AR on our backend. Once it's done, I am going to open a sample app here. Again, if you're a developer, you have your own app. This is an AR Core native mobile example. It streams the data to the device in the right format. You don't need to do anything special. Now let's detect some surface here. So like we have this cool floor over here. And there you go, the Empire State Building is here with me. Classic example of AR, you can go around it, you can go through it, super simple. But the thing is, what happens when you want to change this? You have to have a developer aboard, you have to pay someone, you have to recompile the app or build it. So that's the case, but obviously with EchoAR, not anymore. You just go back here, delete the previous entry, upload something else, and it automatically updates through our cloud to the device. So let's upload something else. Stay in construction. So let's upload a different 3D model. There you go. Just uploading it to our cloud. Again, that conversion process, that compression process on our cloud.
So how many polygons are you uploading right now?
So this is pretty small. I took these models from poly.gold.com literally for free and just uploaded them. I think one of the models is like less than 1 megabyte. But it doesn't matter. We work with companies who had
I'm just trying to
really
get a sense of
quality.
how fast your system converts all the polygons.
Yeah, so we actually revamped our backend, and then our CDO here did an amazing job revamping it, so it's like super, super fast.
And I did test it with very heavy assets, and it worked perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So I created the Iron Throne from Game of Thrones, and it came out perfect.
Yeah.
So now you just open the exact same app.
I was just trying to ask because I'm sure somebody has a terabyte database of polygons.
I mean, right now the usage in AR, because it's not that prevalent, so it's not like insane 3D models, but there are some specific use cases like architecture that have like really like high poly models. That's our job, literally using them and making sure they convert.
Probably a few gigs is the biggest ones. Right now.
Yeah, and again, just depends on the
That'll
use case.
grow.
Yeah, that's fine. We're ready for it. Like we're working to make sure that our cloud is scalable enough to get to the point that when everyone's streaming gigs, and I think 5G is also a component in that, like streaming high bandwidth and like the need of like high storage. That's what we're working on.
Now you don't compress the polygon because if I upload a building with a trillion polygons on it, my little GPU there can't render that many polygons,
True.
right?
So
you
we
need
are
to
working.
strip out
Yeah.
the-
So we're working on like basically reducing the poly count of 3D models to make them more streamable in a sense.
Yeah.
That will come out on like later versions, but this is something that we're really excited to do.
And also
about.
like a car. If I upload the entire car,
Sure, you
right,
don't
with
need
the
to have
shock
all
absorbers
exactly.
and
And this is again what
engines,
differentiates our tech from like just a generic AWS or a generic Google Cloud platform. Because suddenly we have to cater to those like 3D models, 3D specifications. Because think about it, when you're watching a video and you have low connectivity, what happens? You have a reduced frame rate or something. What is the equivalent for 3D? So we talked about like reducing the polygon, but like maybe there's other things that we need to consider that like other companies should not think about. So that's what we do at EchoAR.
Yeah, get rid of the polygons in distances.
Exactly.
Right?
Real-time
Or
rendering.
If I'm seeing a car, if I'm only looking at the outside of the car, don't send down all the polygons for the shock
Exactly.
absorbers, right?
Exactly.
That's a lot of polygons, right?
Yeah.
That you can't even see
Exactly.
until you want to see them, right? If
Exactly.
I want to dive through the car scan into the shock absorber, then I want to
Exactly.
see them. Your system could be it could be downloading those polygons as needed. Right?
Exactly. And also one of the features that we have is location-based support. So the same way if you want to be able to the next Pokemon Go and stream Pikachu in Central Park and stream something else on the Brooklyn Bridge, you can do that. Because you can like suddenly geotag your content.
Advertisers will love
Yeah,
that.
and this is again something that is not prevalent in like AWS or Google Cloud. You don't actually have like images don't have like an inherent geolocation tagging, but we do because we understand that 3D models are out there, like they're actually in the real world.
So you
they
can
have
put a
them.
geofence on a Pikachu and
Exactly.
say as long as you're within this fence.
Exactly.
i.e., like if you're in New York, you get this Pikachu
Exactly.
with this costume on it. And if you're in San Francisco, you get a different one.
And
If
that's
you're in
exactly
Mumbai, you get another.
and that's exactly one of the value props that we give developers. That you build like one generic app, but like it scales across locations. So like suddenly your app is different in all these different locations just because you use our backend. Then you can stream different data to this location.
And I use the term polygon. Developers got that right away,
Yeah.
but normal people, like when I talk about how AR and VR works,
Sure.
they're like polygons. What are you talking about? The system converts everything to little triangles, right?
Exactly.
And there's billions of them in this room, right? That's how you would remake this room in the virtual world.
Yeah, the look actually is something like that. Like you can see that the camera recognizes the floor here, but basically it just like segregates into like small triangles.
Yeah.
So this is exactly what you're talking
And
about.
that's how the GPU works, and that's how
Yeah.
things work. And as you get more bandwidth, you can make those triangles smaller.
Smaller and smaller, yeah.
And smaller and smaller.
And that means you get like more quality and like the same way. Again,
Yeah, I was playing a fishing game in my Oculus Rift yesterday, and
No way.
holding a fish. It's like all right, and it's fairly low polygon count, right? But it felt pretty good holding
Yeah,
this
that's
fish. I got.
having a higher polygon rate just means like it looks less cartoonish and like looks really, really real. So I opened the exact same app after switching a few of the content, and suddenly it changed. So remember we had the Empire State, but suddenly it's something else. And all we did was like press a few buttons, no development, no nothing. And this entire example was all native AR Core, for example, but we also mentioned like the buzzword of cross-platform. So if we go to, let's do a WebXR example. So I'm going to open a browser here, go to our website /WebXR, very similar to what we did earlier, but now it's through a browser, right? You don't have to install anything. That experience also connects to our cloud. So now it streams the data to the browser instead of the phone. Same experience, but like different platform. But for you, it doesn't matter.
That's
there
cool.
you go. Suddenly you see the same building. You uploaded once. It worked on mobile AR. Now it works on web AR. Now let's take a step forward. So we show.
That's neat. So a friend of mine's building a little trivia app, and he wants to put all
Nice.
sorts of geocached stuff on the world, right? And Harry Potter is coming out.
Exactly,
This summer,
coming out.
Minecraft Earth is another one. The kids are so excited about that.
I'm excited about that.
But
kids-
you can build a game like that on top of EchoAR and
Exactly.
have all the assets in the cloud, and then if they need to change, you
just press a few clicks. And think about it, today when you're talking web and mobile, the person who's in charge of like your web marketing or social marketing is not a techie. It's someone who updates a blog post. So we want to make that process super easy for AR as well. So that person who's not a techie can just like upload new assets, upload new 3D models, and then you just scale across all your platforms.
These are hard-coded objects, right? You're uploading an actual 3D object that
Right.
you get off a Sketchfab or something like that,
Exactly.
or build yourself. What about if I'm building an AI to generate 3D city, for instance, to build a new
So
kind
as
of
long
game?
as you can export it, we can plug it in. If you can export it as a 3D model, we can plug it into our platform and then stream it back.
I'm wondering if there's going to be new APIs that your system will call And say I need
Possible.
I need this
Yeah.
view of a
Definitely
New
possible.
York, or this view of an ocean.
Yeah.
And import it.
Definitely possible. There's amazing companies who are building other development tools like
Yeah.
in our pipeline. If we're tackling like the management and delivery of assets, there are companies who are working on aggregation. There's companies working on like generating 3D models. We can definitely hook up like their APIs and integrate it seamlessly to ours. That's like again the power of the cloud in a sense, like the real cloud.
This is going to really evolve quickly, isn't it? There's going to be a lot of new things that come along.
Again,
and
people,
need to plug in
after Pokemon Go, you saw that spike in Google Trends. AR is a thing. People know what that means. And people want to see like new things in the real world. Like the camera is a new feed.
Yeah.
It's true. People want that. But I think, what is it? Snapchat has like 400 million sessions a month or something. So that's unbelievable. And it's just growing and growing. And one of the things that we are again trying to push is like that real time, that like AR apps are not just prototypes. So I'm going to show you a third demo.
Yep.
So we used web, we used mobile. Now let's do a Unity-based app. So it's a mobile app, but it's based on Unity's game engine that a lot of developers are building apps. So let's stream the same 3D model now, but now to Unity. Again, for you, it's totally seamless. So perfect. The same building is here with us. But now we said we have real-time capabilities. You want to change something. So let's go back to the CMS here. Let's do direction equals right. And now when I click on it, if you look at the screen for a sec here, I'm going to do, there you go. So I just click the button and suddenly it rotates. And I can rotate to the other side. And so this is like a really, really simple example of like real-time augmentation of the data. I just like...
See, that's what I'm saying.
Let's do
You're going to build an API, I predict, soon, so that I can write some code to spin things, do things.
And
right?
scale it, and you can move it around. So you can literally do anything with the API.
Exactly. And the thing is that, like, again, the power is in your hand and you have the cloud to support it. So now when we decided that it turns to the left, it changes on the cloud. And it changes to all the devices using your app on all platforms. So it rotates on Unity, but you're using Magically, perfect. It also rotates there. If you're changing it on the client, also updates on the cloud. And that is what the AR community is missing. That actual backend to support all these different platforms out there. And if you come to our talk at AWE later this week,
well, this will be up probably next week, so the talk will already happen. But
you'll see like
I think they put the talks up eventually on YouTube.
Yeah, so you'll see that there. But like you see, like all the other companies there are like either need to build their own cloud or they have just like another like camera. There's another like smart camera they're creating, another pair of glasses, and we're the only ones who are really focused on like core like native backend. And that's what we're like super excited about it, building that track. Like everyone's saying, like
so
our model is
I haven't seen anybody doing this. I've seen like Amazon do Sumerian, which is a tool for just building web AR.
on their smart camera. So the thing is, for us, we say like that's our motto in a sense. Like don't bet on the horse, bet on the track. People are building all these different things in AR. It could be Magic, it could be HoloLens, whatever. But we don't care. We're very agnostic. Anyone could be the best new thing, the next iPhone, if you want. But we're building the track to connect them all.
And Apple's coming too.
There you go. The more the merrier.
15, 16 months from now, Apple's coming, right? And we can't even buy it for 22 months. But that's why this market is going to change so much, right? We're literally at the beginning of this market.
Sure. Right?
It's like 1977. We just got an Apple II. And you're Dan Bricklin, and you're thinking about building this spreadsheet.
There you go.
There's going to be a lot of them. How do you price this out?
So we have a very simple subscription model, very similar to what AWS or GCP is doing. You get free credits in the beginning, and then the more storage and bandwidth you use, the more you pay. You can sign up for a free API key in the beginning. You get a limited bandwidth and storage, but it's enough to get you going, and we provide you with the support and the tutorials to kick an app like off the ground, if you say. And yeah, it's that easy. I mean, for us, literally making developers' lives easier. That's what we're obsessed with. And that's why we go to like developer conferences and hackathons and all these things, because like we want to make AR development super, super easy and scalable. Because today you can go to a hackathon, you see people creating a prototype, and again, put your phone, you see Pikachu, but that's it. And that's a problem, because like if you want to see AR everywhere, you have to have apps that are changing in real time, and that the content is constantly updating.
You don't have I might have confused somebody. You don't have an API today yet, right?
We do. So what you just saw, basically, we have an API.
Spinning things and stuff like that.
So we have an API, and then we have different SDKs that basically wrap that API and integrate to all the different platforms, like Android, iOS, Magically, Collins.
I can imagine building a business visualization tool, and I want to have your tool actually make things bigger or smaller or spinning.
You can do that today. Register for an API key. We can set you up in like 15 minutes. We literally hosted a workshop that Ben just did in Denver, how to build a cloud-connected AR app in 15 minutes or less.
Very cool. Where do I learn more about this?
You can go to our website, www.echoar.xyz.
We should cover. How did you get this funded? How did you get to this? What's your background? Where did this come from?
Let's talk about me for a second. Yeah, definitely. So I did my master's at Columbia computer science, specializing in AR, VR, and human-computer interaction with Professor Steven Feiner, seminal researcher in augmented reality. After graduating, opened this startup. Ben joined as well. We got funded from NYC Media Lab. We got grants from Y Combinator, and then we got into Techstars, which were the first big equity investment in our company. We just graduated. We're going to raise funds around June 1st, so be able to look at. We launched the product a few months ago. We already have around 80 developers registered, building augmented reality applications for construction, art, every use case that you can imagine. And we're, again, just working to support all of them, just building scalable real-time applications.
What has been done with your API or your system that you didn't expect when you were starting out, maybe?
Ooh, that's a good question. So we did an art project that was pretty exciting. So for them, they specifically wanted a web-based experience because people walk into an art exhibition and they don't want to download an app. So they open a web browser, and suddenly you see AR models flying around them. We got 300 hits a day for that. And for them, it was so unique that suddenly they have 3D assets in the real world, and making an art exhibition something much cooler and something much more engaging. And people flocked to their exhibition just because they used our tech, and they didn't have to be a techie like that. Artists, they used it, just dragged it up with 3D models. There you go, suddenly it works.
What other tools are you seeing people use? We're going to Sketchfab next, which is a search engine for 3D objects.
Yeah, they're aggregating content.
So I bet a lot of your developers have Sketchfab running in one window, Unity running in a third, and your thing running in a fourth.
Exactly. That's exactly it. I think the AR funnel, in a sense, is content generation, aggregation, which is Sketchfab, but we're tackling the next stage of content management and delivery. So say you decided which model you want to have. Now, how do you get it to the device? And how do you get it to multiple devices? And if tomorrow there's a new device, you have to make sure that you're compatible with that? Just use EchoAR. We're got you covered.
Yeah. Anything else we should pay attention to? Because you're probably seeing it all from underneath. All the different things that are happening.
I mean, honestly, we're just excited about all these different smart cameras and glasses that are coming up, because again, for us, it's just more horses in the track. We want more and more devices to get people on board. This good competition between all these big tech companies that are trying to create the best new iPhone, the best new glasses or whatever. That's perfect. We need that. We need more people using AR. We need more people looking at the world through their phone, because this is where the magic happens.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Robert.